Hi, good afternoon all. I hope everyone had a great lunch and we are ready to kick off the afternoon for the event. The focus of the sessions that we will now have will be on sustainability, where the panel will be talking about India's sustainable future and what are the kind of opportunities and challenges in that space. Before I invite the panel, I would actually like to invite Ms. Meher Pudumjee to the stage. Ma'am, please. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you. Ms. Pudumjee is chairperson of Thermax Limited, a pioneer in clean energy and sustainability. A chemical engineer from Imperial College London, if I'm correct. Meher has transformed Thermax into a global leader today.
Okay.
And with that, I will hand over the stage to you, ma'am.
Tanya, thank you for that very kind introduction. Thank you. I have not transformed Thermax into what it is today. We have an excellent team of people, and they are the ones who have transformed. I get all the kudos. But anyway, thank you for that. So I'll start. I've got a presentation, and basically I thought I'd talk about, I've been given this 15 minutes to talk about Thermax as a case study, and in the context of greening growth, innovation, impact, and inclusion. So I like to think of Thermax as a business with a purpose, where we are really responsible and accountable to every single stakeholder. And you'll see it as I go along. Let's go to the next slide. So our tagline is conserving resources, preserving the future. And for us, resources at the moment is typically energy and water. Yeah, but that can expand over a period of time. Next. I always like to start with our values because I believe that values is what determines how you do business. And in many ways, it directs you in the right way. And it's respect, commitment. We do talk of honesty and integrity because, especially in a country like India, yeah, which is so important, and concern for society and the environment. For us, society and environment are very, very important values. Next. So all our newer businesses are moving more and more towards clean air, clean energy, and clean water. And Thermax started almost 60 years ago now as a company that manufactured boilers on fossil fuels. Yeah, so it was on oil, on gas, little bit of gas, and then more on coal. But as India moves, coal continues. Coal is not dead yet. But we've also done a number of other fuels, which is biomass waste, a lot of biomass waste. So we've done a lot of R&D on about 100 different types of biomass waste and how to combust it. And now we're also looking at, and you'll see, we're converting it into bio-CNG as well. And then, of course, a lot of waste to energy. So whether it's municipal solid waste or all sorts of waste to energy. Next. So this slide, it's a bit busy, but it's basically driving change through our entire ecosystem. I talked about stakeholders, yeah? So here I've given four typical stakeholders, which is our own company, our customers, vendors, and the community. And for Thermax, we started our decarbonization journey, I don't know, probably about 5 or 7 years ago. And we took a target of reducing our emissions by 25% by 2024. We've reached 30.6%, and so now we have a more aggressive target. 95 to 98% of our water in all our premises is recycled. And of course, we are eliminating single-use plastic completely. As far as our customers are concerned, if you look at Thermax, it's a company, if you look at any manufacturing company, there's raw material coming in and there's finished goods coming out. Yeah? And to produce that, you need utilities. And then they also produce waste, right? So Thermax comes in where the utilities are produced and where the waste is treated. So at both ends, yeah? And so I'll just give you a couple of examples where Thermax uses its application engineering knowledge, and that's what we're really, really known for, where we go in and really study a customer's process and see how we can make it more and more efficient, how we can reduce their waste, how we can reduce their costs. So I'll give you an example of a food and beverage major that we were working with in India. This is an MNC. And can anybody guess how many liters of water does it take to produce 1 kilogram of crisps? In the factory, I'm talking about, not while the potatoes are growing, but in the factory. How many liters? Just take a guess, random. 20? Very close. 17 liters. Yeah, so when we went and did an energy water audit, we found that there was 17 liters per kilogram of crisps. That's a heck of a lot. And so our people worked over there and they've reduced it now to less than a liter. So it's down to 700 milliliters per kilogram of crisps. With the same customer, while working, we found that when you fry potato chips, fry potatoes, and potatoes is 70 to 75% water. Yeah, so it releases a lot of water vapor. And this water vapor also has low-grade heat in it. And it's normally just chucked out into the chimney. So what our people did is they found that we have a product known as vapor absorption chillers, which uses waste heat to produce cooling. And wafer manufacturing requires, as in potato chip manufacturing, requires cooling of their production facility and their packaging area. So they decided, let's use this waste, put it through our chiller, produce cold water, and produce cooling, which is practically free for the customer. And then the condensate that comes out of the vapor absorption chiller is actually used to wash the potatoes. So all in all, we've saved the customer a lot of water. We've saved them electricity, we've reduced carbon emissions, and it's almost like a zero liquid discharge as far as the cooling system is concerned. And the payback is really very good for the customer. Yeah, so it's a total win-win, and that's exactly where we come in. Sustainable supply chain on vendors, we have our vendor partners. I'm not very proud of all that we do with our vendors in the sense that I think we can do a lot more with our vendors. I think we tend to do much, much more with our customers. But we've started doing a sort of rating system, and we look at them on various gold, silver, and bronze. And we've put in some sustainability parameters and help them to attain this sustainability. So whether it's safety, which is very, very important to us, or whether it's energy management or environment management. And then I'll come to the community a little later. Next, Tanya. So basically what we do is we are partnering with many of our customers in their energy transition. So many of our customers are supply equipment or supply their finished products overseas. If they're supplying to the West mainly, there is a lot of compliance, mandatory compliance in terms of green energy, green processes, sustainability. And so that's where we come in to try and help our customers move towards that. So we supply all sorts of boilers, whether it's fossil fuel boilers or biomass boilers or electric or waste to energy. With regard to cooling, I spoke about the chillers, multi-energy chillers, whether it's electric or hybrid heat pumps or closed-loop cooling towers. On water, I spoke about recycle, zero liquid discharge, and desal plants. And then with air pollution control, we look at both gaseous as well as particulate emissions. Next. No, one before, yeah. So, yeah. Transitioning to a greener portfolio, we're continuing to invest into R&D for more greener and more efficient processes. And I've just put some of them up here. The first is renewable energy. So we are partnering with many of our customers to supply solar, wind, hybrid, and hopefully with batteries as well in the near future. Bioenergy, I think some of you may be aware that this started in our company with rice straw or stubble burning in the north, which was a huge problem in India, in the north of India, in terms of pollution. And when the farmers burn the stubble, it creates a lot of ash, which is not good for their soil. And so we said that how can we come in over here and how can we make a difference? So we brought in certain technology which converts this rice straw into bio-CNG. It's not yet 100% working. We've put in a lot of money, we've put in a lot of effort, and we're just keeping our fingers crossed that in the next few years, it'll mean something. The third is green hydrogen. We're partnering with a UK company, in fact, called Ceres, for a technology called solid oxide electrolysis cell. And this is mainly for the hard to abate sectors in India, which is steel, cement, refineries, petrochemicals, fertilizers, all these. It's very new, so it's going to take some time. We don't know which way it's going to go. And the fourth is coal gasification. And you'll say, why is coal gasification in green technologies? Well, let's put it this way. It's greener than burning coal. Yeah, so if you can gasify it, it's greener. And we're trying to see whether we can also club it with carbon capture. Obviously, it has to be economically viable for that to really take shape and to move. But that's something that we are working on. And we're working on this with the Department of Science and Technology as well as with IIT Delhi. So to try and see whether we can really do something, because India is the second largest producer of coal in the world. And today with energy security, I think it's important that we also use it, but use it in the cleanest way possible. Next. Yeah, this is my mom, and I would say it's really thanks to her that we have really done a lot of work in our communities, around our factories, in Pune, all over. She really, truly believes that business cannot succeed in a society that fails. And so it's really important to work with the community and to see how we can integrate them into our workspace. And some of the things, I've just put a few of the things that we do in Thermax Foundation. The first is working with Akanksha. So we work through NGOs, very credible, very good NGOs in India. Akanksha Foundation is one of them that runs 26 schools in a public-private partnership model with the municipal government. And so we work very closely with them because we truly believe that education is the best leveler in society. It allows kids an opportunity of choice, yeah, once you're educated. So we put in a lot of effort over there. We work with two NGOs, Manavlok and Hriday. We've only just started working with Hriday. And this is to improve farmer incomes. We're so dependent, ours is an agrarian economy, we're so dependent on farmers. And so how do we really improve their income? How do we make them water sustainable? How do we really work closely with them in terms of producing farmer produce organizations which allow for scale? Because in India, every farmer owns an average of 1.5 acres of land, which doesn't lend itself to scale. So how do we work with them to help them to engage in scale? And the fourth is something under SOCO, which is Social Compact, and maybe I'll talk about it during our panel, Ketan. But just very quickly, we've started something called Worker Facilitation Centers, which the government of India has a lot of government schemes that people are not even aware of. And if they are aware of it, they don't know how to get access to it. And if they get access to it, when they really need it, I don't know whether they can really get it. So we're trying to solve for all three, saying that can we really get these poor people, migrant and unorganized sector, can we get them to know what these government schemes are, and can we help them to get it when they really need it? So that's what we're working on. And the last is a lovely quote I read somewhere. Tanya, the last, which is that business has to be based on growth and profit, or else it will die. But if business is based solely on growth and profit, then it also shall die, for it no longer has a reason for its existence. Yeah, and that to me sums up what business is all about. And that's why I smile. Thank you.